Oh hey, welcome to the Xbox Live dashboard. You can just call me Stent. Just noticing that my stream's connection doesn't seem to be going all that well, to be perfectly honest. We'll just see how that fares for the time being. For now though, let's just get right into it. Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, I never really I suppose I should just clarify. SEGA. I originally played the Wii version of this game, and then I went back once I got a 360, which, frankly, I'm surprised still works after all this time. Me saying that as though my GameCube hasn't exactly been the most thing I've been going on about doing streams on all this time, and needless to say, even back then, I never really enjoyed this game, to be perfectly honest. So, hopefully this little streaming escapade I go on can help change my mind with regards to that. This is also where I get to test out my new capture card to see if it actually was worth the investment, or if I still get input lag. Because, that did happen with the Klonoa stream, and I do kind of feel bad about that one, to be perfectly honest. I really can't help but feel that the 7th-generational consoles was really the sort of one where everything started to go wrong in terms of console lifespan. Yeah, I did get a new capture card, and here we get to see the best-looking Sonic game cinematics probably in forever, I'm gonna be brutally honest. I do quite like the soundtrack to this particular cutscene. It's like it was composed by Murray Gold. I imagine this isn't exactly going to be looking the best on stream, though, for reasons. I'm still gonna say, even now this looks great. This is the sort of larger-than-life stuff that I gotta miss from this series. Look at him doing that as just forward smash while he runs. It really is like he prepared for every single contingency with this little mech of his. I really don't get this anymore. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is pretty much the last big-budget, ambitious Sonic game there ever has been. And I'm not sure that'll actually change anytime soon, but it is kind of funny that this random robot is the one that actually managed to technically beat Sonic as he needed to go super in order to break out. There's a funny little thing there. No idea how he just managed to blow the rest of that up, but alright. Just straight up Captain marveling for all these ships which Robotnik can somehow still afford, as he makes his way towards his, very unfortunate looking laser here. The rest of the fleet kind of just goes. I really do like how he just tries the Dr. Wily thing here just this once. And I can't help but wonder what if Sonic just went all Mega Man 7 here. I'm not putting up with your antics anymore, Doctor. Poof. Yeah, it looks as though I'm dropping a fair few frames on this, unfortunately. It's a shame, because it really doesn't do this whole thing justice. Look at it! Look at the detail on his follicles, it's amazing. Oh, there's the funny meme face. Too bad for you, Robotnik. Mega Man told me all about this. Did you know in this particular cutscene, Robotnik has a Dreamcast in his Eggmobile? I just remember so many people pointing that out when this first came out. The fact that he just has a Dreamcast in his Eggmobile there when in that particular scene. I also do kind of find it funny that this is technically the second time Robotnik has split the planet into pieces. And yet, it's only this time the Dark Gaia shows up. I didn't know oh, well, that's actually a kind of a first, to be perfectly honest. Because I know people never shut up about that. Yeah, imagine if this happened in Advance 3. We just had to deal with this weird Lovecraftian beast alongside all the other stuff with Gemerald. This will have no lasting... Yep. That is the way of things, unfortunately. Look at how much fur he has. I'm sure that's gonna not affect performance in the slightest. Just as the stone tablets predicted!
That was sealed within the planet has awakened. Now I just need to harness its power. Eggman Land will finally come.
Ah yes, just shatter the world into 7 pieces to build your amusement park. Right on.
This time, Eggman. Ah, Sonic, that's a good look for you. Festive. So long, friend.
And there he goes. 360 cries out need to render all that for... Yeah, pretty much. I'm kind of surprised you can't really hear it on the stream, to be perfectly honest. This is making a fair bit of a racket. With all the coal I've had to put in it in order to get it running. Unless I'm surprised it's not, There's a whole bunch of smoke coming out the back, to be perfectly honest, and... Now we have this to deal with, just purple goop all over the planet. Ah yes, good old loading screens. Let's see if this lasts longer than the ones in 06. Kind of feeling like we're getting up there, to be perfectly honest. It's gonna be pretty awkward if the disc, if it just fails to load the disc. Introducing immediate downgrade in textures and animation. It's also kind of funny that the emeralds just so happen to all fall in the one spot, as opposed to just scattering all over the planet or just falling into one of those big holes.
What the heck is going on?
Rob translates to him going to sleep. Yep.
Huh?
Why is your tail an onion?
Are you okay?
I can't.
And here we get introduced to
Pull yourself together.
stand-in for Tails in this game.
Huh? Don't eat me. I taste bad.
You okay? Nothing broken?
I will be honest, I definitely do prefer the Japanese
I'm
portrayal of the
Hedgehog.
Werehog, where he has a bit more of a Dundee-ish
Thanks for
voice.
asking, Mr. Monster Guy.
As opposed to just Jason just putting on the Darkspine voice again.
Looks like things have gotten pretty ugly.
Yeah, look at those teeth and those claws. What's your name, anyway?
I'm Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Just don't call me Maurice. Hate this little
What is my
nugget.
name? I don't know. I can't remember.
Black Doom shows up again. Chip, the day of reckoning will soon be here. Did you just call me Chip? I have to call you something, don't I?
Everything's just going all wild. And then
Yeah, throat's still not all that great, to be perfectly honest. Should probably
fall on him. Oh, man.
not do that
What am I
anymore.
gonna do? What can I do? Where do I go from here? What'll I? I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's about the crux of this whole story. Yeah, we'll figure things out eventually. Let's just go get some food.
You mean it?
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll find somebody who knows you if we look around.
Oh, thank you. You're the best, Mr. Monster Guy. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Just don't call me Maurice. Oh, by the way, big guy, sun's getting real low.
Huh? What?
It's like I reversed puberty all of a sudden. Anyways, here we go, finally into the game. Fairly stand open to a Sonic? Yeah, pretty much. And look at all this, and it's 30 frames per second of glory. Without all this, Okay, so far it feels a fair bit more responsive, though I suppose as we go on we'll be the judge of this. Also, this doesn't look like Green Hill at all. I know this level design anywhere, and this looks nothing like Green Hill. I completely forgot homing attack is on the X button for some reason as opposed to the A button. Still have no idea why they did that. It's like, you don't get anything to do with the A button while you're in midair. Why would you do this to us? So from what I recall, at the very least the speed stages weren't so bad. It's more so as we get later on into the game we come across elements which I don't like as much. He's saying Frontiers lied to me. Frontiers lied about many things. This just being one of them.
Not bad.
Yes, just getting punished for not knowing how to use my homing attack. Okay, I think... Obviously we don't have that much EXP at the moment. I will admit I'm not entirely the most certain as to how to best spend my EXP. I just know from the last time I did this, not to put any in combat. It's kind of a waste, so... Strength, for the time being. Yeah, let's go with that. And I'm probably just gonna do a whole bunch of the metal collecting off-stream, just to save time, because that's one of the main things which I had a problem with this game, just how it just gates a lot of its content behind collectibles, which the levels aren't exactly built around from my...
What do you figure that was all about? The hair and those arms and look at the chaos.
Honestly, I'm just marveling how he's able to juggle them so easily,
Is this
without
what
even
you
looking.
usually look like?
Yeah, this is the real me.
Even though the internet would probably say differently.
Huh? Where'd you go?
Lamp oil, rope, bombs, you want it? I don't know why people keep telling me to say that, but regardless, it's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rings. I've heard that joke being made so many times about this guy.
What about your memories?
Also, that thing looks like a structural impossibility, if I do say so myself. Especially with how he just... waving it around like that. That's about to fall down. Oh, that's dang... Oh, that is dang green. Yeah, I can hear it.
Wow, this chip whatever stuff is great.
You say so. How about you give me a hand and help look for somebody who knows you, Chip?
I didn't realize it actually just has Pocky Sticks in it as well.
Chip?
In Greece.
Gotta call you something, don't I? What do you think?
Yeah, Chip. Chip. I love it. Yo.
Now, what do you say
You could
start
easily,
asking
so
around
easily
and see
mishear
if
that.
anybody here knows you?
Okay.
And here we get introduced to the adventure field, back from Sonic Adventure, the first one. Except, you have far less of a... more of a restricted moveset, aside from just going to hyperspace whenever you press the homing attack, I guess. This is gonna be a lot of me just getting reacquainted with this, as it has been years since I last played this. So... fairly certain there's supposed to be a shop around here later on. Visually Unleashed still looks right. Yeah. Honestly, if you just swapped out the human character models for some that look more like, well... I suppose stuff like Maria and Gerald and Sage from the more recent games, I'd say we'd be onto a winner in terms of art style, to be perfectly honest. At least realistically speaking. Because, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I don't really like the Pixar models here.
Hello, lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? Oh, and who's this little fellow here? Do I know him? No, I can't say I've seen him before. Perhaps someone else has.
Human characters look very old. Yeah. I'm just sort of reminded of that one, I think it was Progressive advert, where Sonic just sees normal humans like these weird claymation malformation homunculi. They say the planet split apart. You never know what's gonna happen one day to the next, do you? Unless you're me, in which case every day is the same. Alright, what do you got for me, Morshoe? Oh yeah, so you like my ice cream? Best you've ever had, right? Even if the planet were to crumble all around us, it'd still taste amazing. You know, unless you can't get all the necessary ingredients for it. It's fine. It's fine. Ah, this guy. I think you have some interesting stuff to say. Fun enough for the aggressive guys look better. Yeah, I can definitely see why. Well, what have we here? Travelers. What a pleasant surprise. Trying to figure out which way to go. Not an easy choice. You were to continue straight ahead, you'd come to the entrance stage. I have an inkling that it leads to your future. Do you know this little creature? No, I believe this is the first I've had the pleasure. Is he lost? I have lived in this place all my life, but... no, I'm afraid I have no recollection of him. I want to hear more stuff he has to say. An entrance what? An inquisitive response. It's good to have a curious mind. You see, the entrance stage is a gateway to what you'd call... it's a sort of hub where you may access several action stages. Gathering medals from all around the world will open new paths for you. Yeah, I think we'll just move on. To, what are these fellas looking at, do you reckon? Can they even see? I haven't seen you in these here parts before. You're a tourist? Do I know who this little guy is? Nah, sorry, I've never seen him before.
Just kidding. No, I don't think I've seen him before. For real? He lost his memory? Oh, that's gotta be rough. You know, all kinds of places just up ahead. Who knows? Maybe that might jar something. Well, all our roads seem to be pointing over to, I never realized the Miles Electric actually has volume buttons on it. For some reason. Looks like we can get to a bunch of places in the village from here. Let's see what we can actually gather around here, because obviously, now we're in the entrance hub, we can actually get access to all our moveset now. As you can tell by how freakishly fast I'm now running around the area. Just want to see if there's anything around here in terms of collectibles I can gather at the moment. Was that the Curlin Nescar? Again, just stock pot-breaking sound effects. I don't think there's anything we can necessarily get at the moment, so I guess we'll just steer our way over into the entrance hub. Windmill Lilac 2. Actually legally blind, quite frankly, it's very insensitive for you to play. Oh, I'm so sorry. Alright. Let's get moving.
Let's see how many moon medals I miss, because obviously if I'm going to be progressing through the game, I'm going to need a bunch of them.
Here we go!
Get used to hearing that every time we go through a stage. Oh yeah, this was also supposedly Sky Sanctuary. I remember that at the least. With rolling tuna. Rolling tuna. I wonder if this stage will be equally as short. Oh wait, no, I don't think Sky Sanctuary had this little area here where you just cause thousands in property damage. It's like in City Escape, a lot of the property damage was at the very least unavoidable. Here it's just malicious intent. Oh, here we go, the glorified quick-stepping sections, which is what whole rail grinding segments eventually devolved into. I do definitely kind of feel bad about it, to be perfectly honest. I missed the record there. I just noticed. Now I've completely doomed myself to not being able to get any good ranks. I'm going to lose subscriber. If the frame rate doesn't do me in beforehand. I can certainly imagine this frame rate isn't going to be doing me any favors as we go into this. This doesn't feel quite as responsive as I'd like. They're the ones that decide to leave their pottery outdoors. I don't know, I don't think they were quite expecting God of Wind over here to come storming into town. There we go. Finally got over that hurdle. This must be embarrassing, me just dying in effectively the first level. I saw that. Not 100% certain whether you can actually homing attack the rails in this game, as opposed to stuff like generations. As that's a lot more what I'm used to. As you can probably tell. Because at the very least, Generations now has a stable frame rate. As opposed to whatever's going on here. There we go. Still having to... Oh no, I missed it! I missed the funny QuickTime event. Now I'm gonna have to run around in a circle for ages as punishment. This is arguably the worst Sonic's Unleashed playthrough there has ever been. Or at least I managed to get a thing. I saw that. Am I seriously gonna have to walk all the way around? What am I, some kind of pedestrian? Yeah, this definitely feels quite slippery, to be perfectly honest. There we go. Oh yeah, get used to hearing the woo! It's again that whole Sonic formula, just having a whole bunch of reused voice lines. Here we go. Y, X, left bumper. There we go. Feeling good! Feeling good! Feeling good! Oh, and finally we get to the goal ring. Alright, put me out of my misery. I mean, there's IGN. Yeah, that's fair.
Can't win 'em all.
Yeah, just do the slow clap. Let's just get on with it. Either use the oh, we get a gramophone apparently. I think Sonic feels good or something. Well, he certainly feels better than he did in Frontiers, for what it's worth. Okay, level up strength, level up life. Quit out. Ugh.
Alright, I think that's all we can do for the time being, aside from just trying to replay that to get a decent score, which I'll probably do in my off time, because we have places to be. As the sun goes down. Sun's getting real low again.
Still no luck finding anyone who knows.
Just listen to that leitmotif.
Maybe your memory will come back on its own. Remember anything yet?
Nope.
Oh well.
Oh, there we go. Just had to take a little bit. I guess it doesn't matter if the moon's actually risen. Just as long as the sun's gone. Oh, that sucks. Imagine having to go through 5 years of puberty in 5 seconds.
So when the sun goes down, I turn into this?
Are you okay, Sonic?
You know, I do know an inventor guy who ended up going through a similar process to this, involving some kind of mind manipulation device and a big vacuum.
Sonic! Sonic, look!
What is it?
Oh, it's hopeless. The whole planet is split apart. We're doomed.
Oh, it's me after 9 p.m.
Mister? Hey, mister! Hey, don't cry. Ice cream. How about some more of this super tasty stuff?
This is especially where the werewolf. I'm just gonna go on my way and say Night of the Werehog isn't canon. It's just more sort of a funny Mars planet thing, but I guess considering
Your arm just stretched.
floating timeline and all that, it doesn't really matter.
But it could be.
My whole deck worthless. Ah yes, and here we get the stretchy arms, or just the game's excuse to copy God of War, because that's clearly what I want out of my Sonic the Hedgehog game, just to play God of War, as opposed to playing God of War for God of War and Sonic the Hedgehog for Sonic the Hedgehog. I feel this is just a curse of the Sonic series at this point, which I don't think is gonna go away anytime soon, of just the trend chasing. Because whenever, of course, Sonic Team tries to innovate, or do something new, it tends to go wrong. Or they just try and copy something else and nobody likes it. Lost World. Don't really mind it. Needless to say, when I was younger, I never really was a fan of this whole Werehog thing. It's like, people sort of conflate it with the mechs and the hunting stages from Adventure 2, but at least those weren't as slow, methodical, and filled with annoying combat. At least those were fairly fast-paced. Oh my. Are you the gentleman I met earlier today? I knew it. Yes, I remember your little friend. Good evening to you both. How are you doing? Which reminds me, I saw a two-tailed fox fly past heading to the... I thought I could hear bagpipes. He wouldn't be a friend of yours when he was awfully in a terrible hurry. Well, if Miles is around here, I suppose we better go meet him. Yes, Tails is apparently in this game. Who would have thunk it? A Sonic game with Tails in it. Truly revolutionary for 2008. Not here too. Yep, we're doing that whole song and dance rigmarole again, which is kind of funny to be perfectly honest, because obviously I just decided to give Tails the Scottish accent as just a funny joke thing because I enjoyed doing it for Kate Sif, but I feel it's ironically kind of fitting for Tails to be perfectly honest, given that his whole story is about him trying to gain independence for himself and never actually managing to do so. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for that, but it's true. It's true. Hey, Pilgrim, how are things going? You look shorter and stouter than before. Where's your handle in your spout? You say something funny? Sonic game is a shocking lack of Sonic material. Yeah, it's kind of strange in that aspect. Honestly, I don't 100% mind it in this case. as I feel the aesthetics at the very least are, for the most part, fitting. Aside from the human models, obviously. Just way off in the distance. Scotland forever! I wonder how long it takes until I run that into the ground. Anyways, here we are. And new stage open to us right away. Nice. Also, from the looks of it, the whole area seems to be more open to us, so... There we go, starting to remember things now. Like the fact that you have to use the B button to grab. That's gonna be fun to try and remember. Let's do some practice on the swing bars here. Can I actually get over? No, I can't. Best Sonic game of all time? We'll see. We'll see. I definitely think, regardless of my personal thoughts about it, it should have gotten a PC port, but I guess according to Aaron Weber, of all people, I don't think exactly Unleashed makes the cut for stuff that they want to port to PC. Because from what I recall, the whole thing about them doing PC ports is that they'd only consider it if the game in question was critically acclaimed, which sort of leaves me confused as to exactly where the bar is, because obviously Unleashed didn't get a PC port, but Lost World did. Okay, you can just keep... okay, just keep it held down. Right. That's gonna be interesting. Also interesting trying to remember a lot of these combos. Okay, so Sonic at the very least retains a fair few of his breakdancing moves from battle. That's good to know at the very least. That'll be fun to play around with. Assuming the battles go well, because from what I recall, a lot of the combat in this game I found more frustrating than anything. Alright, let's go in. I'm just thinking, considering my free for 60 still works, maybe I should play 06 again at some point? Seriously, I moved away from Glasgow to get away from this sort of thing. I didn't expect the locals in Greece to be so loudly. Get ready for some Forces PTSD. I certainly hope not. Your friend went off in that way, Sonic. Great, let's get after him. Honestly, I'm just gonna say it, I also kind of prefer Chip's voice direction in Japanese as well, because honestly, given Chip's design with that voice, it's all like visiting one of my streams, to be perfectly honest, where the voice is more sort of off-putting than anything else. Given the design in question. Alright, let's move forward. As it takes me forever to try and defeat even these tiny little gremlins. Okay, Dark Gaia Force. Oh yeah, you can just make the camera go like this. That's definitely useful. I guess for hunting for collectibles, but we'll see how we go on. From what I recall, at the very least, these first few levels aren't too bad. It's more so when we get to stuff like Dragon Road, where things start to take a turn for the worse. Also, yeah, the night music here in these stages I also thought was quite nice, but shame we won't be able to hear it for very often. Behold, the only soundtrack in the entire game. Personally, I think for the most part it's fine, just for how often you hear it, it does get old quite fast. Like... favoritism is what it is. The internet wants me to believe that Forces Tales out of the line for being cat. What is it? Yeah, I never really particularly said that was a particularly strong moment for Tails either. Because again, we gotta make room for Chip in this game. Tails can't have anything past 06. In fact, Tails can't have anything past Adventure 2, let's be brutally honest, because he was there just looking for Sonic for advice and heroes. He crashed his Cyclone in Shadow. He tried to warn Sonic about obvious trap being obvious, only for Sonic to completely ignore him. It really feels like for the longest time, Tails has just had the worst luck in this series. Almost makes me think they should have written him out of this series after Adventure 2 and had him go on his own adventures. Some Sonic content with the creators. Yeah. As much as I don't particularly like this game, I can at the very least appreciate the ambition behind it. Because I will admit, this game was also always one I did respect. Just, again, when it came to playing, not exactly my most enjoyed. But so far, at the very least, the combat doesn't seem too terribly bad. Just gonna have to keep on top of my stats is all. Okay, just gotta find the button. Button, who's got the button? Yeah, well, that cuz, right, I'm glad you actually got the two actors who they've known each other forever. Yeah. We got that at the very least. I'm gonna try avoiding doing the... Also, look at this frame rate. Okay, from what I recall, Unleashed is just, I'm trying to remember what the Unleashed button is. Okay, it's right bumper. I'm gonna have no qualms about using this, to be perfectly honest. Just, okay, that wasn't so bad. It's just one thing that I had a sour spot for when I first played this is the fact that those, particular Eggman robots which you fight, normal Sonic can defeat most of them in one hit, yet the Werehog, it takes him absolutely ages. I suppose it's not as bad as as when you actually use Unleash mode, but still pretty bad. A juicy 5 FPS. That's the Unleashed experience for you. It's like no wonder people want this to come to PC, just so you can actually play it at a decent frame rate. Can I... I'm trying to remember the combo because I'm fairly certain... Okay, it's XX jump. Is this, there was a combo I know which gave you a higher jump. And I found it. Holy frame drop, Batman. Yeah, it is pretty bad in this game, and we haven't even seen the worst of it. We haven't even gone to Jungle Joyride. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I think, for the sake of it, we're just gonna move on. I'm sure I can get that moon medal at any point. Really hard to deny people. Yeah. That's also what I've been thinking as well. As much as I don't like Unleashed, I still think it should come to PC. Though, considering they're going by Metacritic scores, that doesn't entirely seem likely. The only consolation is that, hopefully, as time goes on, places like Metacritic are seen as less credible sources, and people and the hierarchs at Sonic Team are more likely and willing to listen to the fans with regards to what games they want released. Because with regards to well-acclaimed games, I think the only one which really comes to mind that's left, aside from obviously Heroes, is Rush, but I don't really see that getting in a PC port anytime soon on account of it being a DS game. A remake, maybe, but I don't really see them making it too big of a deal of it, unless for some reason we get a Sonic Movie 5 with Blaze in it, but from what I've heard, the 4th movie is supposed to be the last one, which, honestly, I'm fine with. I've got to admit, that whole breakdancing move there is definitely quite a fun one. I'm admittedly getting quite a kick out of just shading together and playing around with all these combos and just I imagine as time goes on, it's going to get a little bit more annoying with some of the harder enemies. Oh, legal trouble. Oh, right. I heard there was some stuff going on in this Possibilities, which is kind of a shame because I do definitely like it as a song. Like, say what you will about the soundtrack in here, Endless Possibilities is fantastic. Oh yeah, Rush is... okay. Rush is a legal name. Oh yeah, that makes sense, because of course the composer there, which sort of leads me to wonder if they can't legally distribute it, why consider it canonical. I'm gonna keep harping on about that. If you can't legally redistribute these games, then don't act as though they're canonical to your timeline. Or just don't bother with the whole timeline shenanigans at all. Because the way things stand as of right now, going by what games are legally available, Blaze and Silver technically debut in Generations. Which is wild to me, considering... I would have thought at the very least Rivals would be good enough for a PC port, but I guess it's not critically acclaimed enough. I will admit, this is oddly satisfying in a way, just... Maybe it's just the controller vibration giving you a lot of good feedback here. Just, it's weird. Well, it's definitely not what I would have wanted out of this series. It does at the very least make it fun. And Naguna has wacky samples. I guess you could say that I don't like it. Not at all. Oh boy, Bounce Beams. Definitely my favorite part of the entire game. Definitely looking forward to Empire City. I still have nightmares about that level, to be brutally honest. Just being stun-locked and getting knocked off of buildings, it's terrible. Hey, that's a pretty cool JPEG of a book. Alright, just gotta remember not to spam it out. That was my mistake when I first played through this, just spamming out moves. Empire City, like, yeah. It does sort of make me appreciate the Wii version a lot more, though, considering Empire City is not in it. Instead, you just get Shamar. I mean, I reckon I'm gonna have to go through the Wii version eventually, and hopefully that goes a fair bit better, because at the very least we won't get as many frame rate issues. Oh, and Stunlock. I have a lot of bad memories with this game. I'll just throw that out there. Yeah, I think the game just wants you to just go in and all out with the Unleashed meter. Because from what I recall, I didn't really use it all that much when I played through the game initially. But go, frame rate, go! I haven't seen such stellar performance in a game since Rise of Lyric. Yeah, I think this is the perfect example of one of these robots, because obviously, as normal Sonic, you deal with him in one hit, and yet the Werehog is supposed to be stronger. Still has to do all that just to take down one of these mooks. I never got that as a kid. And I still don't. I will admit I'm not 100% certain still on a lot of the combos. It feels as though just getting lucky with a fair few of them, though that one kicking move has been pretty fun to do. Sonic unleash me from bad FPS. Yep. That is the gist of it. And of course, since this isn't getting a port ever again,
we're stuck with this. Unless, for some reason, I decide to shell out money for a new Xbox since I'm playing this on the 360. Yes, I know how this works, Chip. 2 stone statues, the door to the past. Can I actually get this one? Gotcha! I'm not sure that was the intended way, but I'll take it nonetheless. Ah, I guess, and the other one's just right here. I will admit these weird, jewel-looking things really do remind me of Spyro. Just the gems you get in that game. I think we're getting close to the end now. I think. I mean, I say that. You got some of these levels that go on for like half an hour. I remember that at the very least, and I was just thinking, why? Yeah, just not gonna bother with the quick time events. Fall down. Oh boy! Time for more tightrope walking. Better take it slow and careful. Oh boy, my absolute favorite. I will admit at the very least, I do quite like the design of the werehog at the very least. Just the... It really does feel really quite over the top, especially with the spikes on the soles of the shoes. It's just a very entertaining design. Just funny little goober man. Eggman Land flashbacks. It's gonna be quite interesting because back when I first played this, I never beat Eggman Land. I got like up to the final room and just couldn't do it. There we go, I remember. I'm starting to remember this now. I'm starting to get into the gist of things, the swing of things. Badum-tish. I did that a little too late. No matter though, I still managed to get there in the end. Now, would you kindly die, sir? I suppose it's kind of neat how you can just keep wailing on them long after they're dead. Just sort of vent your frustrations. It's actually been cool. Yeah. And I will admit the spikes, how they have the white sort of tips on them. That was a direct inspiration for Strife. I'll just put that out there. Alright, here we are at the final room. Along with one of these Gaia Titans, which I despise. Please let me die! I'm perfect! I'm too perfect! Alright, here we go. Get ready to die! Ready to die! Wow, he went down pretty quickly, I must say. A lot quicker than I was anticipating, to be brutally honest. I gotta keep going, gotta get as many experiences as I can. God, this frame rate is... It's the stuff of legend. I'll just put it that way, it's the stuff of legend. Also, just want to have a quick look around the arena here real quick, see if I can spot our, friendly neighborhood Scotsman. There he is, just chilling in the background. How you doing, buddy? Trust me, it doesn't really get much better for you in this game, unfortunately. Crispy. Okay, that's better than I was expecting, and look at that, 15 minutes for a Sonic level. That's more than 06, including the loading screens. Still did okay for the medals, I think. Art books, opening movie first half. Got a whole bunch of these to go through, so... Thinking we'll level up strength. Put some more into life. 1 into unleash. 1 into shield. And the rest into ring energy, because why not? I've heard that ring energy is supposed to be important for Sonic in this game. Apparently. And, yeah. I think that'll do.
Hey, Tails.
Sonic?
Look what I have become, Tails.
What are you doing out here?
Sonic? Is that really you?
Why do you look like me after a night out in Glasgow?
That's a new look. What happened?
You know me. Never a dull moment.
Okay, just boost me. I gotcha.
Chocolate?
I'm definitely allergic to chocolate chip.
That's some story. I'll bet that means that you turning into...
That's gonna be funny though. It's sort of like in Smash Bros. Ultimate with Isabelle, where she heals by eating chocolate, even though it should kill her.
That's that.
That always sort of bugged me a little bit. I just thought that was amusing.
Oh, really?
Professor Pickle over at Spagonia University. I came to this city to gather...
Chip, you little goober, what are you doing back there? Just backstroking throughout all the cutscenes.
Spagonia. That's a continent over. An easy jog if the planet weren't broken.
No problem. My Tornado 1 will get us...
Ah yes, just the refurbished Tornado 1 after you got blasted in half by the egg carrier. Not the Tornado 2, which is still in a ditch outside Big's house, or the Tornado 3/Cyclone, which is still a smoldering wreck in Circus Park. Does Professor Pickle have a brother called Dr. Cucumber? Presumably. I mean, for all we know, Dr. Cucumber is probably just related some way to Gerald's archaeologist son and Eggman's, like, uncle. The mouth of this thing said, oh, Tornado 3. Then again, the Cyclone also said Tornado 3, so not sure what the metrics are for that. Well, Sonic, feels pretty good to fly like this. Not too shabby. The professor's just a hop and a skip of... What's that approaching?
Huh? Here comes the parade.
I've got this one, Sonic. Tornado, battle mode engaged.
Oh, you didn't have to put out a funny grabby arm just to pluck Sonic off the wings this time. Hey, remember this from Sonic Adventure? Sonic, to defeat Robotnik's robots, press the buttons that appear on screen to attack. So in a replacement for the Sky Chase for Adventure 1, here we just get timed button presses. If you fire too much, alternate between pressing the left bumper and right bumper to rebuild your power. The Tornado cannot be fixed while operating, so please be very careful. Adjust and refurbish for the paint job. Shooting down these golden helicopter robots will need you to put some bonuses. As around the blue jet robots seems to give you more energy. Alright, here we go. Just, ready when you are, game. Y, A. X, Y. Y, X. Guys, yeah, this is all it is, really. Just, Oh, sorry, did you see that sick barrel roll? I pressed Z or R twice. God of War now, Simon says. Yeah, pretty much. Needless to say, I definitely prefer the way Sky Chase plays in Adventure 1. I'll just put that out there. Maybe it's just me being biased towards Adventure 1, but that's just me. I do kind of want to go through the GameCube version of Adventure 1 at some point, considering I seem to play Adventure 1 a lot on this channel. Okay, not doing so bad so far. It almost feels like Typing of the Dead in a weird way. Boom! I feel this is also the best example of me putting my capture card to the test, because obviously I need to have good reflexes in order to do all these time button presses, and I wouldn't be able to do that with input lag. I'm just gonna put that out there. Almost missed that one. I will admit this does seem at the very least a little easier than I remember. Maybe it's just because it is the very start of the game, though. Also because it's an actual game and adventure one. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, here comes the boss.
What is that thing?
It looks like he just refurbished the Egg Genesis.
Prepare to be sunk.
Oh yes, and this is also the Egg Cauldron.
Looks like we've got to beat that thing to get by.
Yeah, this is also technically the debut of Orbot. Back when he was at least somewhat funny. I think this is the first hit I've technically taken so far. I feel I'm getting careless. Fire everything! Fire everyone! I'm pretty sure I pressed the Y button there, game. Why does it feel like we're not moving at all? We're just sort of stuck in the sky. Well, this is kind of awkward. I'm about to die. That was a close one. Alright, really gotta concentrate here now. There we go.
Energy levels dropping. What a disaster. Retreat.
The game feels like it just says input lag built in, especially... Oh, that is kind of strange. I mean, obviously I don't tend to want to blame input lag for my poor performance, more just me being bad at video games, to be perfectly honest, but I suppose it is good to know that I'm not as bad as I would have initially expected. There we go, just really want to make sure you don't take any damage, it seems. Anyways, here we are in Spagonia. I always wondered what relation this place had to Soliana, considering it is roughly in the same region, I think. This is Spagonia, Sonic. Well, let's go see the professor. Let's see, the school he teaches is around here somewhere. Alright, let's look at this Italian. This is my first time back home in a while, but the place is in an uproar. You're looking for Spagonia University. Straight up this road, you see lots of students milling about. And lots of rubble by the looks of it. That's it. Those are some cool looking JPEGs in there. It's kind of a shame we can't go in there and see what that's all about. I also find it kind of funny just how Sonic seems to just rise and sink like a stone when you do this. Just want to make sure I can get that moon medal right over there. Work with me, game.
There we go. And once again, just like back in Soliana, there's no doors up onto this balcony. I remember that being a distinct thing back in Soliana, and it's the same thing here. Some of these country names sound like you combined food to be Yeah, that's what I also thought, as this very obviously sounds very much like spaghetti. Hello. University dormitory. Oh. Yes. Let's just get a move on real quick with whatever this statue is supposed to be. I'm kind of curious as to whether or not this has any relation to Solaris or not, but probably just a coincidence, considering at this point they probably wanted nothing to do with 06. Anyways, let's go into the university.
What? Professor Pickle's been
Oh yeah,
kidnapped?
everybody's favorite guy in
It
this
was a
game.
little bit before the tremors hit. This old man showed up with a whole pack of robots.
Can you tell he was voiced by Jason Griffith?
Lab data and all.
It can't be.
Oh, I'm so depressed. You can definitely tell by my animations.
We've got to go help that professor guy out, and fast. If he got kidnapped that long ago, he's got to be real hungry by now. And if I was that hungry, I don't know how long I would last. I'd rather be dead.
Sonic, I died! A whole pack of robots. I'm not concerned, they were just seeing Hosex's. Yeah.
Even he's not that cruel.
Okay. Let's go and find
Well, I
the
suppose it depends on what kind of continuity. He's probably just fitting him all vegan stuff, knowing him. You know, just to be the most diabolical. The sort of food where you'd rather just have nothing at all. Come on, Sonic, let's go ask around about the professor. It's a big town, I'm sure somebody knows something. I'll meet you by the town exit, okay? I do also kind of find it hilarious that just how big the Miles Electric actually is. He could just use that as an extreme gear. He kept on. Yeah, that is the curse of knowing all this sort of stuff. I like how you can distinctly tell that Tails is mocapped in that cutscene. Oh yes, just like that one cutscene in 06 where Knuckles just shuts down for some reason. How can this be our future? No. Ah yes, the ideal body proportions for Amy in 2025. What about you How to Train Your Dragon looking kid? This is time for careful reflection and serious action. Also no homework. Yeah, that's that about sums it up. To be fair, I would have probably been the same when I was at school, to be perfectly honest. It's as big as his whole wide body. Just particularly jagged compared to Sonic and Jim. Yeah. That did feel distinctly, Mocat kid. You mean Professor Pickle? I don't even show up for class. Yeah, you definitely look like the sort of person you wouldn't show up for class with that ridiculous haircut. I would have thought we'd still have greasers back in good old 2008. What have you got to say, old man? The Pickle has been kidnapped! Yes. What about you? What's new with you? Professor classes have all been cancelled, my studies are stalled. You have anything to say about the professor? This is... What is it now? What have I done wrong? Yeah, what kind of trouble? 2008 was... Oh, no. 2008 was nearly 20 years ago. I know. Where did the time go? Please take me back. Such wisdom. Well then, those rumors are true. I know some people say they saw him in Missouri. Oh, finally, we have a lead. Something fishy in Missouri. Which is weird because there aren't any fish in Missouri. What about you? Could have sworn I've seen you somewhere before with that briefcase. This is terrible. You see, I came to this town on a business matter. But now, with the world in shambles, I'm just stuck sitting here. I've got appointments with clients in lower locations, too. This woman has an intense stare. I think a lot of these people have intense stares. Also, an intense nose. It really feels it just went into the Xbox Live avatar option menu, just hit random. I heard some rumors about him performing some kind of weird experiments. Ah yes, weird experiments. These people are concerned about the missing whole man on the planet being a huge jigsaw puzzle. Hey, hey. You know, some people just prefer... One thing that I've noticed about life is that people only really seem to care about issues when it directly affects them. Some old man going missing directly affects them as opposed to just hearing about other parts of the planet being split into pieces. Parts of the planet they've likely never ever been to before. The rental is a really odd building there. This might be the end of my restaurant. What about you, child? Have you seen anything about... Professor, yes, Professor. It was flying to Missouri, and there are tons of machine monsters too, but I don't got time to chat. Gotta go see ya. Yep, seems as though all roads point to Missouri. Don't tell me nobody believes me. This poor fella. He probably gets mocked enough as it is with that ridiculous looking nose. Don't tell him I said that. It's just a pointed niece while I was getting mad at... Aww. And here we are actually getting to hear about other people's problems. Oh my, what are you scurrying around about? You're going to ruin that lovely hairstyle of yours. I don't know, it's... it's not a hairstyle. The hair just must... It's no hairstyling, my spine's just conformed like that. That's the power of the wind for you. You too should try standing in a wind tunnel. Bud's built like an eggplant. So just... Yep, just... Yeah, okay, I think we've pieced together enough to just go to Missouri. Alright, Tails, let's get moving. You find anything out about the professor? Eh? Someone said to look in Missouri. Alright, let's head out. I just finished tuning up the tornado here. Next stop, Missouri. Up, up, and away. Please don't say that's your new catchphrase, Tails. It doesn't really suit you. Yeah, no, I thought I was just trying something new for when I eventually branch out on my own. You always keep saying you'll branch out on your own, Tails, but you never do. I have no idea what's up with that, Tails, honestly. I know, Sonic. Look, life's just been hard for me at the moment. Tails is now designated driver. Yeah, pretty much. Also, look at this. Flumps. Truly the wonders of Africa. Truly we are here to bless the rains and hopefully not eat some brains. You're not from around here, are you? It's your first time in Missouri. What brings you? Are you on vacation or are you a salesman? I don't know, I'm just looking for some cucumbers. Don't you ever cut your Hey, it's not my fault my claws just grow out like this, okay, lady? You turn into a beast whenever nighttime comes around. What kind of joke is that? Also kind of find it funny we just have realistic Africa here in a setting which has Grand Metropolis with flying cars. This blacked out on the transition to Werehog. Yeah, it is kind of abrupt how you just arrive here as the Werehog, I will say. Okay, stuff on the outskirts. Let's head to the outskirts by the looks of it. You have anything to say, wise one? What do you want? You know what time it is? You're looking for a professor. What's that? I'm sure it's quite delicious, whatever it is. Ah, yes. They've been out here making German food. They found German tourists. We're cooking them. Just like Predator. Never mind. He looks a little out of his gourd. Chaos just exists in this game's over. Yeah, that sort of feels like the gist of things since Adventure 2, to be brutally honest. Anyways, let's go on to the next level. From what I recall, this one is pretty rough. From my recollection of it. Seems we have to climb all the way up there. Let's see whatever collectibles we can find whilst we're here, actually. Just gotta remember to... Okay, so I can apparently just do this. Good to know. Just indefinitely just keep repeatedly grabbing onto the same enemy, it's fine. Yeah, I gotta admit, taking this for what it is, I'm actually weirdly enjoying this, though. I'll be brutally honest, I kinda wish I was playing as Knuckles. I'm just gonna say. I just imagine if instead of this we just got, like, Sonic and Knuckles World Adventure. That would be pretty neat. Or just, massive, giant cow skull. Also, that must feed a family for, like, a month. Very least, in case like characters that bounce off over here, he literally exists as an Uber. Yeah, I get you, but I will say, at the very least, he does have more of a presence here than he does in something like Shadow. Or possibly Heroes where he exists to get scared at ghosts and worry all the time. Ooh, that looks particularly interesting over there. I wonder what that is. Just... jar. Obviously, we got to see what's in jar. Let's see, what is in jar? We have turquoise tea. Note the bright color. I don't like that color. It looks poisonous. I'll pass. Yeah, I remember this from the base game as well. Just, for some reason, just going around collecting different types of tea. Which, I'll be honest, I do kind of respect, for obvious reasons. Even if it is strange alien types of tea, it is tea nonetheless. Feeds me for a day. Yeah, I suppose that's a good point, actually, Baja Blast. How exactly do they get the radioactive colors for a lot of these drinks? And I suppose it's definitely stuff that's approved by the FDA, at the very least. Note the sarcasm. Okay, so... heavy, light, light is this funny kick move. Light, heavy, heavy is the breakdance. I think I'm starting to get this now. Can I actually get up on here in order to get this, No, it doesn't look like it. Anyways, I think I've messed around enough. Now we get to learn about pushing and pulling. Which means mostly just holding more of the B button by the looks of it. We'll definitely say I definitely do quite like this particular track as well. Just sort of thing that I could just listen to on an evening with a nice warm drink and just I mean, I suppose fall asleep too, but I suppose it's not exactly the most, the best endorsement. Anyways, time to go to the Citadel. This is my favorite dance of the Citadel. Okay, so Guard Unleashed. I will admit I've never actually made much use of the Guard, but then again, I've never really been much of a Guard person in games anyways. Note my experience with King... Now this just reminds me of the Incredibles game, where you just have that one Guard which you just roll out of. I know it's a bit of an obscure one, to be brutally honest, as of course it's been absolutely ages since I played that, and I honestly kind of prefer to keep it that way. Get over here, you. The beatings will continue until morale improves. I can do this all night. Yeah, let's just get out of here. I'm guessing the reason the robots are more powerful is because they also have Dark Guy energy in them. At least that's the assumption I'm going off of. Going by the nature of gameplay mechanics. Because of course, at daytime they don't exude Dark Guy energy. Again, another one of these giant cows. How big must one of these things be? And more importantly, how do they taste? Oh yeah, I remember these flowers being particularly annoying. Thankfully, they only seem to be in this particular map place, so... Observe as I abuse the powers of the shield in order to just get in close without taking damage. Oh yeah, this is technically only means of a dodge roll, as far as I'm aware. I suppose it is nice that you have one, you just have to actually remember to use it. Look at all this delicious experience I'm now getting. Here's that robot 78 times instantly die because rolling his purposes. You're 3 feet tall, 150 pounds. Yeah, I suppose that's also a fairly astute observation. I'm guessing we have to put the block up on the lift. At least that's the assumption I'm getting. Yeah, just telling you about the turntables. Okay, so we can lift this onto here. And then we just turn it. See what it feels like when you turn it. And hopefully that stays there at least a little... Oh. Okay. Good to know that that indeed was not the case. I've just played myself. Oh boy, definitely looking forward to going through more of these particular mechanics. Compared to Werehog, which is less like... I guess, but... From what I recall, the Werehog's whole thing is that he's supposed to be as strong as Sonic is fast, so... You'd think that the Werehog's strength would be able to make up for the fact that he's slower, but... It really doesn't seem like that's the case. Again, kind of just wish I was playing as Knuckles. There we go, this is how you're supposed to do it. And ironically, there was another box up here anyway, so... Good for me. Watch as the bridge breaks as soon as I'm halfway over. Okay, never mind. I gotta wonder though, what exactly is that under the floors? Sort of looks like honeycomb. Not sure it should be glowing like that. Alright, I'm ready for ya. I shall defeat you with the power of breakdancing. And just mighty boots. I will admit, that is so fun to pull off. So, like, if you fired a bullet, it'd be more likely to kill you than just a bowling ball lightly nudging you. Yeah. I suppose there is also that. Again, it's one of those things which I feel doesn't really matter as much in the grand scheme of things, but because obviously just going through Unleash mode does sort of mitigate the problem a little bit. Lost tons to that image. What did he mean by this? Oh yes, my favorite minigame. Just, hurl the goober. Okay, so I guess we just, go on here, wait for it to lift. Wow, they just had a whole 2 medals around here, wow. I would have thought that space was out a little bit more, given my Collectivon experience, though, I guess not. I suppose I should be expecting the unexpected. Oh, before saying this... Before making said goober eat concrete first? Of course, it's only customary. All these little midget forces of evil that should be inclined to overwhelm me at any point all need to be given the same treatment. Put into the ground one way or another. Return to the ground from which you came. Okay, that is also pretty funny how you can just throw them into one another as well. It's super weird. It's like, nobody asked for this, and yet it's still one of the most fun systems I've come across, at least in a hot minute. It's like, I can definitely see why people would want to see this ported. It's just, I'm worried about some of the later levels, which are a little bit more egregious from what I recall. Oh, it's this old song and dance again. Okay. I know your tricks now, game. You don't want me to actually put the thing on the thing. Which sort of leads me to wonder why you bother doing that in the first place. There we go. Alright, this way. Less frustrating than the day levels? I'll be the one to judge that. Obviously, I've only played like a couple of day levels so far, so... You know, it's super weird, just how much of this game is mostly just seemingly made up of the Hedgehog levels. And I know that's mostly just due to the fact that the Hedgehog levels are longer, but even so. Okay, so just, I was gonna say easy does it, but that apparently didn't work. Work with me, camera, work with me. And the lead sticking out of the wall there, Sonic. Yes, I can see it, Chip. I was expecting that to be a medal. Oh well. You really can't just hold B button down in those situations, huh? I personally wouldn't have thought. Feels like they made these first
Yeah, I suppose it is kind of weird to think about how this took priority. If it is indeed the case. I can definitely say this would feel a lot nicer with more responsive controllers and, again, good frame rate. Because right now this feels... it's like the performance isn't exactly doing it any favors, let me just put it that way. Ah yes, just like in the Australian outback, these ancient Africa temples are most well known for their buzzsaws. Gotcha. Wow, that actually felt surprisingly smooth. Just want to come down here real quick so I can grab this segment metal, because they are gonna be very, very important. I cannot stress this enough, how important the metals are in this game. Which is gonna be all the more painful when I have to go back and get more of them. Can I... please release me, let me go. There we go. Felt just weirdly magnetized to the ball for a second there. Alright, I'm ready for you this time. Alright, let's just go. Let's just do this. I'm ready for you now. Panic in every sense of the word. Yeah. Yeah, it really doesn't help with just how long a lot of these Werehog levels go on for. I just remember seeing a playthrough of this ages ago where, I think it was the Shamar Nighttime level, which is where they got an S rank in a level that took half an hour. I'm just like, why though? Why? I keep thinking they're gonna do the thing where I need to bring a crate with me. Like, I know this is gonna probably be Portal logic in some way, shape, or form. And by the looks of it, the answer is no. Getting the exploration and warning medals for how well you didn't... yeah. I definitely do prefer how they were handled in the Wii version. It's gonna be so good when I eventually get to that. It's just... oh hey, guess what? You don't have to worry about finding all the medals and levels. You can just go to the next level, depending on how good you are at the first level. It's like you're playing a video game, as opposed to doing homework. I mean, I know a lot of people are more fans of the more explorative type of Sonic games. Okay, so I need to then put the block on that one, and then I can use that to go up to the very top. Gotcha, game. I'm catching you cold. Which is a shame, because I've just gotten over another cold. It really feels like this, this year hasn't been the most kind to me so far. Just back-to-back colds. I suppose since we're here, I may as well, be a little bit curious as to what other Sonic games, people would want me to go through in the not-too-distant future, because... up next lined up, admittedly, I do have at the very least Mania planned. Oh. What's this for, game? Okay. Rude. I see what you're doing, game. There's another collectible for me to collect over there, so let's go and collect the collectible. If I can actually make the jump. This may take a little bit.
That felt good. And the nice thing is that you don't take fall damage for once. It's like the power of Scrimbo Blimblo prevents him from taking massive blunt force trauma from hitting the floor. I think we're coming out to the end of the level here. At least it feels like it. Here we are. This feels distinctly end level-ish. Don't mind me, just running around trying to gain stuff. I'm not certain as to whether or not this is the ideal way for you to be dealing with your shield. I'm guessing there's going to be at least some form of parry system, which I'm going to have to become acquainted with. Or, you know, I can just hit the unleash button and go to town. Love Frontiers is hard tonight, jank in a few... Yeah, it definitely is. I will admit I've definitely fallen out of love with Frontiers in more recent times. Mostly just with regards to the writing, the fact that a lot of its game design is just wholesale copying Breath of the Wild with some form of unfinished combat in there. Just... You can definitely tell for the longest time they wasn't really sure what they wanted to do with that game. And I can only... It's annoying because a lot of stuff with this series for me is banking on what happens with the next game. I kind of hate... No way did I get an S rank for that. I didn't deserve an S rank for that. What do you mean, game? Okay, at least we got 5 more points to... I'm gonna put another 4 in strength. Just level up strength a little bit more, and... 1 to speed. Good enough for me. And let's put some more in Unleashed, why not? Otherwise it feels like a Mario Odyssey with Breath of the Wild's tone. Yeah, that seems more apt. Do I personally say more so, or more... Look at this amazing frame rate. Yeah, I would say Frontiers is more so Bowser's Fury compared to Odyssey, from my experience.
They call this culinary concoction food. Look here. Do you see this?
Well, I do definitely kind of miss this guy.
The bread should be no less than 3/4 of an inch thick. Upon it, 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise
And a pinch of black pepper.
The contents: fresh cucumbers.
Sliced thinly, if you please.
Am I quite right, Tails?
Honestly, this just sort of reminds me of back when I was in, doing A-levels.
What brings you here?
It was technically A-levels, I decided to pick up culinary on the side, and I remember just doing this one sesame cucumber salad where I just, to slice the cucumbers, I just took the potato peeler and just used that to slice them as thinly as I can. It worked surprisingly well.
Someone taught the chef here how to make a proper sandwich.
You can file a complaint later.
But I'm not entirely certain as to whether or not they'd be good for cucumber sandwiches.
Oh, yes, quite. But let us be sure to
And I'm not entirely certain as to whether or not that'd be a good life hack or not. Just slice cucumbers with the potato peeler. Well, that's certainly one way to undo a safe.
Ah, thank you. Those documents are only hope for survival.
And they just so happen to be stored in the same room as me. You'd be surprised in learning that Robotnik has a 300 IQ.
Want some chocolate, Professor?
I'm allergic to chocolate, I'm afraid, dear boy.
Mind if I do?
Honestly. I'm surprised he is not allergic to chocolate, considering he's some sort of weird flying pixie sparkle dog. Or even is he a Sonic? Honestly, Tails, I have no idea. I just sort of found him on the ground somewhere. You decided to just let him follow you home.
Ancient documents
And let him drink our tea.
manuscripts. They tell the legend of a disaster that befell our planet some tens of thousands of years ago.
A disaster?
Quite. And according to the Gaia manuscripts, this isn't the first time the planet has been broken apart into pieces.
Well, gee, I wonder if the end had something to do with that. Ugh. I regret doing that voice.
All the phenomena we've witnessed are the direct result of one creature. The hyper-energy organism spawned at the planet's core. Dark Gaia.
So how do
Get outta
we
here,
stop
Chip.
this Dark Gaia and put the world back together?
Luckily, Dark Gaia has yet to be fully reborn.
You cannot yet take physical
We
form,
have Dr. Eggman's premature wake-up call to thank for that.
but his spirit has lost none of its
We
potency.
may be able to restore the planet by returning power to the Chaos Emeralds. Sonic, you must
So, quick question, how did they manage to resolve this issue before the Ancients arrived and brought the Chaos Emeralds to Earth?
and in turn, the
Because
Chaos
that's a thing now, we gotta ask that.
and help it heal naturally.
I feel so dumb just buying that whole Ancient Aliens Chaos Emerald theory back when Frontiers first came out. I guess it was just me trying to cope and think that this, it's Ian Flynn. I've heard so many good things about him from his Archie run. Surely he can possibly do no wrong in this series. And, well, we know how that turned out. Meanwhile, the writer we all wanted to come back to this series is busy doing, like, Rune Factory 5, as far as I'm aware, was his last outing, which now obviously means I gotta go pay that a visit, see what's going on with Rune Factory, because I've heard a lot of good things about that. Like I put the world back to... Well, yeah, but they needed the Chaos Emeralds in order to put in the Gaia Temples in order to restore the planet, right? So, what did they use in the Gaia Temples before the Chaos Emerald showed up? It's a mystery to me. Alright, we gotta ask around for the temple. Now I recall. I feel this is a lot more straightforward in the Wii version as well, where it was basically just a visual novel. As opposed to just having to remember to talk to absolutely everybody. Rescue for the professor. Yep, that's just what I do. I save people. I don't even remember their names. I just save people. It's just what I do. Famous temple in Missouri region. Okay. Another temple in the Missouri region. So I guess we're just going back there. Sir, I wish to talk to you. Oh yes, just all this stuff about Missouri. What about you, sir? With your weird nose. Gaia Temple, you're going to fix the planet with an emerald? I hope you know what you're doing, because I don't have a clue. Yeah, when you really put it like that, it does sound kind of ridiculous. But that's just the way it goes. Is there no end? Ah. Looks like she's been affected with the stinky as well. Hopefully there'll be a way to amend that for all these people. What about you, sir? Running all over like our life depending on it. Where are our parents? I suppose it's no business of mine. I care not about the concerns of children. I'm only here to improve my market share. Oh hey, we actually got stuff here. We got Yosef's, we got a miniature flag. I'm not entirely... Oh, there it is. The first appearance of the chili dog in the Sonic games. Before this, all Sonic ate was McDonald's, and now all he eats is these. His digestive system must be an absolute train wreck. I mean, obviously we gotta try all of these, don't we? Obviously we gotta buy the gramophone. Look at this ancient technology I found, Professor. You think people know what these are? And a baguette. So... Is this supposed to be Italy, or is it supposed to be France? Whatever, let's have a look at the inventory. Hedgehog. Pretty sure these give experience. Yep. Give it a chip. Just a hint of salt. And this would be really good with some cheese on it. Yeah, I really do like the sound of the, a baguette with some nice brie on it. I meant to give that to Chet. Anyways, status. That gives us a little more to work with. Thinks it's France? I suppose that's fair. Wait a second. It's me! It's me! You can just call me Stan. Let's have a look. Straight attacks. We got the wear kick combo. Show hog Ken. I wonder if that's what that's a reference to. Show claw Ken. Rolling kick combo, which is what I was using before. Let's just get more of a move on. We gotta get back to Missouri. Boy, am I busy today. I have to get eggs, sugar, flour, soap, a toothbrush, and... Oh, and what's the last one? Milk! Grandma will manifest for golden for, so I gotta go ball. As far as I'm aware, there was also a bit of an Easter egg in this particular area. Let's see if we can go find it real quick. As far as I'm aware, it's down this here alleyway. Just gotta remember where... Ooh! Thing over here. Gotta remember to get all the things in this game. Yeah, I'd say with the makeup of a lot of the people here, this does feel more like Italy to me. Because France is a lot more temperate as opposed to what I think this might be. I'm just gonna raise the volume a little bit. I want to see if I can hear this particular Easter egg. At least I was fairly certain it was down this alleyway. Yeah, probably not. Alright, I guess we're going back to Missouri. In your own time, game. I made you this world map. I thought it might come in handy. You can use the world map to travel to places you want to visit. If you decide you want to go somewhere else, just use this screen. Now, let me give you a quick tutorial on how it works. First, pick your destination. We'll go with Apatos for now. To right point your cursor there, use the left stick to move it. Seems simple enough. Alright, perfect. What do you mean, Sonic, about it being an easy jog if the planet were broken? You know, I suppose we were talking about Spagonia, huh? Yes, perfect. That's exactly right, Sonic. Nice outside changing the time. Move the sun to swap night and day. When the light hits the country, a sun icon will appear by the flag. By the same logic, when the light doesn't hit it, you'll get the moon icon. If you visit a country and the sun icon by the flag, it'll be daytime. The moon icon means the flag will be nighttime when you visit. You can move the sun with the X button. Let's try changing it to night now. Move the sun to get the moon icon. Nice going. Okay, let's actually try going moving. We're gonna go to Missouri in the day. Yes, yes, yes. Also, I do kind of find it funny that despite the fact that this game gives us a definitive world map, the world of Sonic is still so ill-defined. I think the best case in point is IDW, where you got the metal virus. This is supposed to be taking over the entire world, and it just... the most they could show is just, like, some plains, some empty fields. Like, we didn't see how the metal virus affected, you know, Apatos or Spagonia or Missouri or anything. No, just some random fields. I guess you could really say that, it makes sense that the IDW comics take place after Forces, considering the world in Forces is equally ill-defined. Perfect. Awesome work, Sonic. Alright, next stop, Missouri. I do find it funny that that tree is just a flat cardboard cutout on this map. Hello, 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 hello. I don't know, I still find the egg pawns to be more threatening. At the very least, they had guns.
Who are you?
Fear not, my good villagers. If you all behave, I won't have to do anything nasty.
I don't know, I feel you made a better first impression back in Soliana, Robotnik, I'm just saying. You know, just going in with missiles, as opposed to, you know, that. There being kind of any kind of consistency to Sonic Wars? Yeah, I know. But I feel that's sort of one of the areas where consistency would really help. As the world is sort of what you really come into these games for, along with the characters. Huge set of this game because the world adventures are Sonic. Yeah, pretty much.
Hedgehog,
What are you doing out here?
I see no reason to tell you.
Robotnik, we both know we can't actually kill each other due to licensing reasons. Also, the fact we're too stubborn to die.
Hey, wait! That's playing dirty! Come back!
Just ignore him. Is everyone here all right?
Yeah, I will at the very least say I definitely do miss this version of Sonic. As for whether or not we'll actually ever see him again, considering IDW, I don't think it's gonna be for a while. Oh hey, it's Marty! It's Chris Rock Zebra. Instead of the flumps at nighttime, we get, Melman. It's been so long since I've watched Madagascar, I just mostly know it now for, that one Family Guy skit. Anyways, let's see what you guys have to say. Okay, just, Gaia Temple. Guess we're just going straight for the Gaia Temple then. Let's get moving. Characterization, sure, VA, Yeah, I definitely feel as though Roger was never exactly the best fit, even back in the day. Just really felt to me like 4-year-old trying to be hip with the kids, when, honestly, I know this is probably gonna be a bit of a, divisive thing to say. In terms of English VAs at the very least, I've sort of come around to Jason being the best of them. I mean, I do definitely like Ryan, but maybe it's just because Jason has been around so long and has been able to sort of hone his voice for Sonic a lot more than Ryan ever did. I feel it is mostly, between this and Black Knight, it just really sort of nailed it. No people love Jason Sonic, I'm not one of them. Yeah, fair enough. I, for one, still find it quite easy to, rib on his earlier iterations of the Sonic voice, particularly, you know, X, Shadow, 06, Secret Rings. Mostly 06, to be perfectly honest. But, you know, hearing him constantly go, woo, is also kind of funny. Okay, I think, well, all roads leads to us going this way. Time for Savannah Citadel. Still say Ryan is probably the best. As opposed to each his own. I mean, really, I just wanted to have seen more Martin Burke as Sonic from the OVA. As you can probably tell by the particular Sonic voice I like to put on, I do definitely have some soft spots for that particular portrayal. We don't have time to be playing little games with you. Oh yeah, and I definitely remember this being the one
sort of main level they really showed off in like all the E3 stuff. We had the music for this, and it was like, oh hey, this sounds an awful lot like the music from Rush Adventure. This is gonna be pretty neat. Can I please get this particular thing? Thank you. That was definitely worth it, you guys, honest. It's not like you can just see all the cutscenes on YouTube nowadays. It is kind of ironic that the levels all want you to just slow down in order to get all the collectibles, when the whole game is built on you going through everything at like 300 miles an hour. It really just, to me at the very least, feels a little backwards to me. I feel at the very least in stuff like Generations of Colors there was a little bit of a better balance between that. Plus, it really feels like for most of this you can just hold the X button indefinitely and just watch the game go. I can at the very least through here kind of see the logic of why they put X as the homing attack. Still would have preferred it if it was the A button though. Ah yes, look at all these landscapes which completely make you forget about all the poverty and the warlords with their necklaces of human finger bones. Hey, what? Ah yeah. Still can't get enough of that woo. It's like, I know that gets memed on a lot by people who often play this game, but I kind of forgot just how prevalent it was. Don't think I didn't see you over here. What is the timing on those, by the way? Oh, here we go again, just looping around indefinitely. This is definitely my favorite level, even from Frontiers. Yeah, to say the least, I didn't particularly like this level when it appeared in Frontiers either. Just weirdly enough, I kind of feel that most of the Frontiers levels aren't exactly my favorites in Frontiers either. Meaning, I reckon when it comes to a lot of the levels here, we're just gonna get along like a house on fire. You know, assuming I can actually get to the end of the stage, which... Will this be the time when I finally get the E rank? Or is it the D rank, where we get to hear the funny version of the theme? There we go. Yep, and now we're just here waiting. Yeah, needless to say, I don't think this is my favorite level so far. Well, I kind of feel compelled to just save a lot of my boost for the time being. Possibly so I can do... Okay, that works. I guess that works as well. It didn't work. Oh, oh no. Am I going to be stuck on this level forever? I mean, I know that the boss here and getting the first consonant fixed is probably a good place to end things, but doesn't change the fact that this is gonna be. I hope this isn't. I hope this isn't an omen of things to come. I'll just put it that way. Round and round it goes. When he'll leave, nobody knows. Oh, trust me. I would love nothing more than to escape from the Citadel. No! Oh. Yeah, I can see what you mean by the daytime levels also being frustrating. This is, I'm remembering why I didn't like this level in Frontiers. There we go, we finally escaped. We didn't escape. Okay, we did escape. Oh. Better than escaping the city. And we get a C rank for that. I'm not gonna worry about ranks, I'm just more concerned considering my lack of experience with this game just getting through. To Spagonia, Savannah City Day, same as ever. Same as it ever was. I'm just gonna put some in life. I choose life. And ring energy, let's put some more in there. We'll just go with that for the time being. I think now we're getting up to the boss. At least from what I recall. Yep, here we go. Honestly, the most surprising thing is that the batteries in my controller haven't died yet. That's the thing I was expecting most. Also, look at this. Robotnik, you do realize who you're dealing with, right? My whole deal is about getting to places quickly. I don't know, it just looks like another one of your robots to me, Robotnik. And all the while, Sonic's looking so serious as Chip just tries and fails to be threatening. Now I have to remember how to actually beat this boss. I'm not doing a very good job at learning how to beat the boss. There we go. At the very least I got one in. I keep forgetting that that homing attack is not on the A button. I'm just gonna say right now, this is gonna be a bit of a poor showing. What the fluff was that? Okay, he's doing the thing. He's gonna try and confuzzle me by all these missiles, which I can barely see on the screen. Fidelity, what is that? Somehow I landed a hit there. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, we just go around in circles now for the rest of time. We can only hope that the rings respawn. There we go. Actually landed the hit. Yeah, we got more people here just praising Jason's performance, which I suppose it's the classic case of you don't know how good you got it till it's gone. Can I negotiate a ring? Okay, about halfway done. Well, I mean, I don't exactly feel as though I've done a good job on this boss so far. Just chasing it around in circles. Oh, here we go again. Let's see how you, change things up for me now. This does sort of remind me of how Silver's boss fight plays, with how you're just avoiding things on a 2D plane. You know, if I can actually find where the boss is. Okay, I guess at the very least they give you that one for free. Wow, we've been around so many times, I've actually gotten all the medals in this stage. You know, I was thinking that wouldn't actually be possible. At least the first time around. It's like one of those things where it's like forces take notes. Does that really just sort of remind me of just the Metal Sonic fight in Forces, where all the collectibles are just sort of stuck there? You only have one chance to get them throughout the whole stage. There we go. I think a couple more hits should do it. I do appreciate, at the very least, the boss just visibly getting more screwed up as the fight goes on. I really like little details like that, especially how it was handled in the OVA. There we go, I think a couple more hits should do it. Somehow I somehow I avoided that. Alright, get over here, Eggy. It's time for me to put your lights out. Okay, never mind. I can barely tell. Oh. I was gonna say I can barely tell what's going on the screen. Well, at the very least I keep my medals. Okay, I think I'm starting to get the gist of this now. Just try not to get in the claws, and then just, Okay, I changed my mind, I don't got this. Me thinks we're gonna be here for a little bit. So, reckon we beat this and then that'll be the stream. Seems like a good enough stopping point. Assuming I can actually beat him. Which I feel might take me a couple tries. I'm just hoping we don't get to the point where it's like I actually end up getting a game over. Because I'm just gonna say it, if I do get a game over, that's where the stream's gonna end for the time being. I feel as though this has gone on long enough as is. I definitely hate ending streams on that tone, but it is getting late. Sun's getting real low as it is. Or should I say moon's getting real high. Get over here, you. Come here, you. Well, at the very least, some attacks are getting fairly easy to avoid. It's just this one in particular. Where it feels, admittedly, like some of his attacks are kind of difficult to make out with just how much stuff there is on the screen. There we go, starting to make a little bit of progress. As I beated the egg beetle into submission. Yes! Yes! Get over here, you! I'm not done with you yet! This must be quite the spectacle, just watching these two just running around this whole ancient, like, place in circles for, like, minutes on end. I'm not done with you yet. There we go. Epic slow motion explosion! And a nice little shot to end things on. I will take that, if you don't mind. Just gonna dedicate that to the Werehog Fund, because I feel I'm gonna need all the help I can get. Oh yes, this music, which was all over the Wii version.
Is that the Temple of Gaia? Let's check.
I know, that door looks strangely high-tech to me. Yep. I do sort of love that little cartoonish lead they do up with the temple there.
Whoa, awesome. What is this place?
I mean, you just said Sonic.
Hey, Sonic.
Definitely getting Biolicid Alter vibes from this place. Probably just the lighting.
Hey, what's this hole?
Don't go inspecting any holes, Chip.
There could be some kind of...
Whoa! Hey!
You're close, sir.
Huh? What's that?
Come on, dude, portal's this way. Just imagine if you woke up with those two ugly mugs looking over you. How would you react?
Wahoo! The emeralds come back to life!
This was the Temple of Gaia!
No.
Why Eggman was so keen on taking the place over!
Yeah, still have no idea how these temples worked before the ancients arrived with the Chaos Emeralds. Gonna be brutally honest there, because you got the emerald, which is what powers the Gaia Temple to fit the planet back together, but considering this has happened more than once, they got to have at least use something else, or I guess Dark Gaia just wasn't really a thing until the end showed up.
The planet. One of the broken
I guess
pieces
just
of the
don't
planet
think too hard about it, I guess.
All right. Nice job.
Knock on wood.
Take a look.
Hey look, it's the same FMV I just showed you. Wasn't this CGI just so amazing, lads?
At this rate, you'll have the whole world back together in no time, Sonic.
If only.
Planet-sized jigsaw puzzle? Sounds like a great excuse to see the world.
Yep, that's pretty much the whole framing, where the planet splitting in half isn't exactly the main focus. It's more just Sonic and Chip's world adventure. Expect 1 emerald per stream? I hope so. Let me just put it that way. I hope that's the case. Alright, Sonic, let's go find the professor and tell him what happened. He'll be super happy to hear his plan to restore the planet worked. Oh, and that part also came back also includes Holoska. It might be worth a visit. You can check it out on your world map. Oh, one more thing I almost forgot. From now on, you can change from night to day while you're in a village. You can use the pause menu to advance time. Give it a try. Sonic, you look like you're kind of spaced out there. Did you catch all that? I heard you, Tails. Couldn't ignore the implication that Tails has a giant satellite. Yeah, pretty much, because obviously Sonic Team ignores a whole bunch of details like this. Sonic has become a time god. Okay, I'm heading back to the tornado. Gotta keep it up and running. And I think that's gonna do it for me this time. We'll just get... Next time, we're gonna be... probably checking out Holoska, just generally... watching Sonic go through puberty a lot more. Hopefully elaborating on some more plot details, and hopefully... not having to spend hours on end trying to find medals. But until then, thanks for tuning in. Apologies this came out so late. We went to see Return of the King early today. I wasn't sure when we'd be back, so I just figured I'd do the stream a little half hour later than usual when realistically I didn't really have to, but it is what it is. Hopefully schedule should be back to normal next week, but until then, take care. Bye-bye.